of Fire. We are now on book number 4 or book number 3, depending on where you read Assassin's Blade, of our Throne of Glass series. In this vlog, I think I'm gonna include the rest of the series. End of this vlog, me will know better than I know right now. But we are starting with Heir of Fire, obviously. If you haven't seen part 1 of my Throne of Glass reading vlog, go check that out on my channel. I took a little intermission to read Powerless. I'm waiting on my best friend to catch up with me because she's on Assassin's Blade, but she's taking too long, so I went ahead and got started. And my library book is like almost due, so I literally have to read this in the next like 2 days. I am on chapter 11. I wanted to get like a little bit of a grasp before I started this vlog. So far, it's a little slow getting started just because there are so many, like, not POVs because it's written in third person, but there's so many characters. There's even new characters being introduced. Without any spoilers, there's just a lot going on, and you can tell this is gonna build into a crazy big story. And that's all I'll say. Let's just go ahead and get into Heir of Fire. Little update, I am on page 121 and it's still just a little bit hard because there are so many, like every chapter is a different person and I'm kind of struggling, but it's getting good. Like I'm interested in the story. I want to know what's gonna happen. I'm liking some of the characters we've been introduced to, so I don't have the brain power for this right now. I'm like half awake. We'll see what happens. So it's actually not the Saturday I was supposed to finish this entire book. It's actually the Thursday after that because I found a hack with the library thing. If you put your Kindle on airplane mode, then the book can go back and you actually still get the book because you're not connected to the internet. So I am on page 247, so we're getting there. We're about 44% through, and I have to be honest, I'm struggling. I know so many people love this book, but I've been trying to spend at least 30 minutes to an hour reading to try to stay connected with it every day. But it's been really hard because there's so many storylines. I feel like I'm finally at the point where I kind of understand all the different storylines, the characters, and how they're kind of working together. But at first it was like a lot. It takes a lot of brain power, and I just haven't had that recently because I've been so busy. I'm really loving, obviously, Selena's storyline and everything that's going on there. And I like hearing about Dorian and Kale. Like, really, I just like our 3 original main characters, and I'm really struggling to connect, care about, or whatever these other storylines. There's just so much going on, and as soon as I get into one storyline, the next chapter is a different storyline, and each chapter is so long. But I just checked, and once I finish the chapter I'm on, there's like 4 or 5 chapters in a row that are like 4, 6 pages. So I think it's about to get heavy and good and fast, and hopefully I'll like it. It's major update time. Heir of Fire was one of the most challenging books I've ever read. Not that like anything crazy was going on or like the writing was super hard. It was just like so slow. I don't even know what to rate it because the series is great, but that book was just so difficult. It took me like what, a month, 2 months to read. Like every time I would get into it, it would switch point of views to someone I literally could not care less about. I just need to break down Heir of Fire before we move on to Queen of Shadows because I'm almost done with Queen of Shadows and I love Queen of Shadows. So quick pause to rant about Heir of Fire. I think the best way I can describe Heir of Fire is a necessary book with great intentions, great storyline, and poorly executed. I don't know what happened with the writing in this book, but I feel like there were better ways to go about it. So here's the things I loved about Heir of Fire. The character growth and going through character growth with multiple different characters. Obviously there's like a lot of stuff, not really like plot twist, but like adding to the series, which I really liked. And you follow a lot of your favorite characters. You get introduced to some new characters, and that's great and all, and you get more of the fantasy world and how the magic works and all of that kind of stuff. But here's what I don't like, which is a lot like most of the book. The point of view switches. So first of all, we get like 30-45 minute long chapters. Like it takes so long to read these chapters, and you just could not care less about these characters. Even the ones that you know, you're still like, okay, like I'm happy to be reading about the character that I know and I love. But they all just seem like they took on a new personality in this book almost. Not that it's bad, you know, character growth is great. But like, I feel like only Selena kind of stuck to like who she truly was. I don't know. So you get into it, you finally are connected and you're like, oh my gosh, yes, okay, I'm loving it, we're getting into it. And then it switches point of views. Chapter ends on a cliffhanger, new point of view, and I swear every single time I started to get into the book, it would switch to the new character. How do I say it? Okay, it's not a spoiler, but I'll just say her name so we know who we're talking about, Manon. When it would switch to Manon, I literally could not care less, okay? I know she becomes important to the story. I'm almost at the end of Queen of Shadows. I still don't care about her. I just don't, and I can't get myself to like her at all. I don't care about that whole storyline. I don't care if it's important to the story. It was so beyond boring. I couldn't get through it. It was unnecessary. I think her chapters could have been like 1 to 2 pages and then we'd be good. And then there was just like stuff between characters that was happening that made no sense. Like once again, like just talk to each other. What are we doing? But as far as like Selena's storyline, loved it. If it was a Selena book only, I would have ate it up. But I feel like Heir of Fire was 200 pages longer than it needed to be. And that's the thing, the last 100, 200 pages was great and I loved it. And I literally read that in like 2 days and ate it up and it hit. Like everything leading up to it was tough. I ended up audiobooking it until the end when I could sit down and read because it was actually getting good because I just couldn't get through it. So in fear of that, I have Audible, so I used my credit this month to listen to Queen of Shadows, and I kind of wish I would have read it instead of listening to it, but it is helping me because I'm really busy and I will listen while I like clean the house and go to the gym and stuff. So yeah, my review on Heir of Fire, I don't even know what to rate it. I think I want to give it like a 3-star just because it does add to the story. It's just so hard. Like it could have been a 5-star. It could have been, but it just lacked in so many areas. So I'm giving it a 3 stars. Queen of Shadows, almost done. I'm gonna try to finish it this weekend. I have 2 hours left of listening on Audible and I am eating it up, okay? Heir of Fire, mid. Queen of Shadows, 8. Queen of Shadows is giving. Queen of Shadows is everything that I want from this series. Queen of Shadows is what Heir of Fire should have been, like the vibes, the fast-pacedness. You go from like dragging on this story to hopping right into it. Queen of Shadows, we are doing stuff every single chapter. Okay, so that's where we're at in my review, and let's keep listening to Queen of Shadows. Hold on. Okay, I'm on chapter 78. I'm shook. First of all, I almost just cried. The team won. I don't know what to say without spoilers. At this point, like in a series, it's really hard to not say spoilers, but no spoilers. You just get my reactions, and this is all I have to say is I feel emotional. This is weird. I am shook at this plot twist. I like low-key had like a small inkling like, I wonder if XYZ. But like I never really fed into that because I was like, no, yeah, yup. Okay, we gotta keep listening. Oh my gosh, okay. Just finished listening to Queen of Shadows and literally all of it, chef's kiss. That is a 5-star read for me. Nothing could change my mind about that. The pacing was amazing. The characters and the growth in different characters was amazing. The new characters that we met, amazing. Like it ate. Like every part of it hit. It really did it for me. I don't know how else to explain it. Throughout the whole series, I think this one so far has been my absolute favorite. And like all the callbacks to like Assassin's Blade just hit, and it felt like I've been reading all this time for this book. So if it gets any better than this, I don't know how I will survive. I felt emotional at the end of this one. I was shocked. There were twists. And oh my gosh, I'm just like, what? I love it so much. And the way it ended, it has my whole heart, okay? New favorite characters, like, just yes. Yes, and yes. 5 stars. If you know, you know what I'm about to show you. Oh, apparently I cannot. Well, I'm trying to show you the tandem read guide. We are doing the tandem read. I'm scared. I have Empire Storms on my Kindle. As much as I want to physically read all of it, I am super busy and it's just nice to do audiobooks. So I'm gonna Audible Tower of Dawn and then I'm going to read Empire Storms, and I think that'll also help because a lot of people say that Tower of Dawn is their least favorite and it's really slow. So I think audiobooking it will help, and then I can listen to that while I'm at the gym and stuff and then read this when I'm home and in bed and whatnot. I have very high expectations because I loved Queen of Shadows so freaking much, and I have so many questions about what is going to go on. I mean, obviously Queen of Shadows just ended absolutely insane. So we are going to read and listen to the tandem. Oh my gosh. So I'll say names but not give too much away. Let's just say Manon is becoming one of my absolute favorite characters. She really grew on me in Queen of Shadows, but in Empire of Storm, the big shocking thing kind of at the beginning, let me see what chapter. I think it's chapter 16 or 17, one of those. What she does at the end of that chapter, I literally, I was reading and I had to put down my book and just go, I full on gasped. The gasp was so loud. I basically screamed. I guess let's just do a little update here about everything. I don't think there's a character I don't like, which is controversial because so many people hate Tower of Dawn because it's basically about Kale. I love him. I don't know why everybody hates him so much. Like, I get why we maybe don't think he's the best character. Yeah, there's like better characters for sure, but so far I feel like he plays a crucial role, and you know, it's not really what I expected from him, but I like him. I think things are flowing well. And then like the girl from Assassin's Blade is now involved, which is so fun. I was like, oh my gosh, wait, is that her? And then it was, and I was so excited. And all the new characters that we're meeting so far I like, and everything is just coming together. I don't even know how to like explain. It literally is the most insane thing because like I said in Queen of Shadows, it felt like everything was leading up to that book, and obviously everything's actually leading up to the very last book, but these two books are just hitting. I know a lot of people don't like Tower of Dawn, but so far I really like it. I don't know, maybe because I'm doing the tandem read, it just makes it easier to be like, I'm enjoying all the different, not POVs, but like characters we're following, and I appreciate them for what they are. I think my favorite character is probably still Aelin and Lysandra. I love Manon, and I love Rowan. Yeah, I don't know. I just love so many characters. I feel like there's not a character that I specifically don't like. And the whole story is just so good. There's not a boring chapter. Even, I know people say, oh, Tower of Dawn's boring, whatever. I don't find it boring. I think it's so good. Like, I don't know. Those are my thoughts so far. To hop in for all the Kindle girlies. There was an Amazon sale, and so you get me when you finish a book, you need it in the physical copy as a trophy. So I was able to buy the entire Throne of Glass series on Amazon. Empire Storms and Tower of Dawn will be here this weekend, so I'm gonna read on my Kindle until it gets here. But quick little update that I was confused on the tandem read. I was like, okay, I see that they go on at the same time, but it's not like they're intersecting, so whatever. No, it just started to intersect because of something that happened. Someone told something at a party, no spoilers, but now I see that they're probably gonna start intersecting, and I'm very excited. I'm also just excited for what's going on, especially in Empire Storms right now. There's a little like kicking my feet giggling moment in a romance between two people, and I'm loving it. So let's continue on. I simply can't even sit down for this reveal right here. I'm freaking out. I'm having such a good time. Oh, I get what's happening here. Okay. Without spoilers, all I have to say is every time that the big reveal is made to a new person, I'm kicking my feet giggling. Like, I love it so much. That is one of my favorite things about this series, is like the reveal that keeps happening over and over, and I physically cannot. I'm throwing up because I'm so excited about it. Anyways, let's continue on. Y'all, an introduction is about to be made between two characters, and I'm very nervous but excited for it. I am shook. I am almost done with part 1. I was reading it at the pool of Empire Storms. I was literally crying, okay? Okay, I had to take a break. I read 2 cute little books. I don't know why I didn't finish part 1 before taking a break, but we're back. Why is my Kindle at like full blast on the text? And I don't know how I did this, and I don't know how to fix it. Standard. Thank you. Okay, much better. Okay, so I have 2 chapters left for part 1 of Empire Storms. But it's actually quite a few pages. Hold on, I'm also a very slow reader. Actually, wait, it's only 27 pages. Why is it acting like it's gonna take me so long? It's saying it's gonna take me 30 minutes to read 1 chapter. Okay, well, let's see. Okay, well, first off, apparently I am that slow of a reader because that took me 24 minutes to read. Second of all, if you know, you know, chapter 38 of Empire Storms, let's just say I didn't know that was going to be in this book. Caught me off guard. I didn't, like, the fact that I took a break for like a week in between chapter 37 and chapter 38, that really was just like a shock. It's like whiplash jumping into that. I'm happy about what happened. Just didn't expect it to be there. Last chapter before part 2. I'm in bed reading now, but I'm on part 2. And my biggest struggle so far in this entire series is keeping up with the like bloodlines. I'm so confused. Like somehow, okay, well actually every single thing I was about to say was about to be a spoiler. Essentially, I'm confused. There's way too many like things to remember. I'm gonna have to look up like a chart on Pinterest or something. I don't know. Anyone else struggle with that? My physical copy of Kingdom of Ash just got here. Tell me why it is glued to the box. Amazon, what is this? This right here is convincing me that I should always go in person and buy, not order on Amazon. Oh, this is painful. This is so sad. Okay. Okay, it doesn't look like it's causing damage, but I'm worried. I'm definitely worried. This hurts my soul. Oh, no! I tried to be so careful. It like destroyed the bottom part. Okay, well, that's really sad. For absolutely no reason at all, I've convinced myself that I could finish both of these books today. It's already like 6:30 p.m. and there's a total of like 500 pages left, so I don't think it's possible, but I'm also convincing myself that if I just sit here and read, it'll be easy peasy. I'm so ready to figure out how these end because chaos just keeps happening. So I have Red Bull, I have Sonic, let's get to it. Moved to my bed for the evening, so I want to give a quick update. I am 73% through Empire Storms and 70% through Tower Dawn, so obviously I won't be finishing these tonight because like I said, I knew I was crazy, but maybe I'll finish them tomorrow. They are both so good. Oh my gosh, sorry, I have my like rain sounds going, but like every time I start Empire Storms again, I don't want to stop. I'm annoyed that I have to switch to Tower of Dawn. Then I start reading Tower Dawn and then I don't want to stop and I'm annoyed I have to switch to Empire Storms. So like I'm really loving the tandem read. I feel like it's making the story go by really fast and I keep getting enthralled in both stories. And in both books, there's essentially 2 storylines you're following. So I'm following like 4 main storylines and they're all so good. Well, actually, there's kind of one that I don't like. But other than that, and that one's in Tower Dawn, and it's not about Kale. Yeah, if you've read the books, you know. But I'm hoping I'll get more intrigued in that. Anyways, I like almost cried on the last chapter of Empire Storms that I read, and yeah, this is gonna be rough. I just know it. We're coming upon the last 200 pages, and we know how Sarah J Maas is, so I'm scared. Here we go. I'm so close. I've been going through it. I've been reading them. We've been getting it done. And I have 3 chapters left. I'm on chapter 72. A bunch of crap just went down. If you know, you know. Whew. This book, it's not even done yet. I'm already preemptively, whatever the word is, giving it a 5-star. This one is also really good. I have about 70-ish pages left of this one. It's in the 4-star range. Still so good. I mean, like, my mind is exploding. Everything is happening. Let's finish this book right now after like, what, a month of being in this book? No, like 2-3 weeks, somewhere there. Anyway, let's get it done. Okay, I'm in shock. So much stuff just happened. Too many emotions, a lot of stuff. Right off the bat, 5 stars. This was like such a long book, so much happened, and I was never bored, and it was just so thrilling, and like the character development and like just everything. Just literally everything was amazing. Screaming, crying, throwing up. I'm so glad that I can just immediately hop into the end of this one, because I could totally see now if you had to read this one and then start this, that would have been really boring. But because I've been reading them together, I'm about to be just right at the fun end part, and then we can hop into Kingdom of Ash. I can't believe last like few months of my life have been dedicated to Throne of Glass, and it's coming to an end soon, and I'm like, oh, I'm so glad Kingdom of Ash is almost 1,000 pages long. And I want to take my time with it, but I also feel like I get more out of the book when I just read them like as fast as I can. So we'll try to finish this tonight. Oh my gosh. Didn't expect to get emotional at the end. Now that the book is complete, I think I'm gonna up the rating a little bit to 4.5 stars. It was so good. It just wasn't quite a 5-star for me because it was obviously a little bit slower, but oh my gosh. The character development, like, why am I so obsessed with character development? I don't know, but the character development goes crazy. The romance plots that we follow go crazy. The reason I don't like it as much is I didn't love kind of I don't know what I can say without it being a spoiler, but I didn't like the storyline with Sartak as much. It was still enjoyable, just a little bit slower, but it all came together at the end, and it's like a necessary thing that I love is in the book. It was just kind of hard to read. It kind of gave me the same vibes as when we first met Manon and like following her story, but it all comes together in the end and is amazing. So 4.5 stars. The end made me emotional, and then I'm so glad I did the tandem read. If you're not planning on it, you need to. It makes it so much more enjoyable, because at the end of this book you're like, okay, that just happened and this is happening and they're about to like collide, and it's crazy. And like as things go on, there's certain things that get said where it's like, oh, this thing, and then you read in Empire Storms where that thing is happening and it's all at the same time, and oh, it's so good. And then it ends with like a little bit from the last book goes into this book, and it's like, it's just so good. 10 out of 10 on the tandem read. The tandem read as a whole is a 5-star, but this one's probably a 4.5, and Empire Storms is a 5-star, but oh my gosh. I'm scared to read Kingdom of Ash because everything is about to come together, and there's things, and they all need to talk to each other, and like, oh my gosh, yeah. Before I start Kingdom of Ash, one thing is that if you haven't read this series yet, something I'm regretting and I wish I would have done is just commit to reading the entire series and read it kind of as fast as you can while still savoring it and enjoying it. The breaks I took, I guess, was necessary because I was in some slumps from like Heir of Fire and stuff, and then for some reason I took so long to read this tandem read, so halfway through Empire Storms I like forgot some stuff that happened and I was like, wait, so I'm gonna watch like some plot review videos of all the books leading up so I'm fully prepared for Kingdom of Ash. But like, this is a lot of thinking. Like, there is so much that has happened over the course of 5, 6, 7 books to get to this point. So like, you really gotta be paying attention so you can put everything together. When they mention something, oh, that happened literally in Assassin's Blade that I read first. So let's put our thinking caps on. It's a few hours since I finished Tower of Dawn. I got a bunch of stuff done and I'm ready to sit down and start Kingdom of Ash, starting off with our map. Oh my gosh, you know what I love? I'm at the point in the story where like, I genuinely in Empire Storms and Tower of Dawn was like flipping back to the map to be like, ooh, where did they go? Because like, I fully understand. Like, I live here, by the way. This is my home. I know where everything is. Thank you. Here we go. It's also almost 4 p.m. I'm cracking a Celsius. I don't even care because I'm probably gonna stay up late anyways. May as well make it enjoyable. I just cut my nails so short I can't even open this. Oh my gosh. Actually, I don't want to break my teeth. I'll try to use my bookmark. There we go. Oh, no, I broke my bookmark. Claw clip? Cheers. I need to do like a big ol' update on Kingdom of Ash because I am on page 412 and I haven't really updated you guys. It's honestly been probably like 3 weeks of slowly getting through this. I've been reading a lot of other books just because I've been intimidated by this book. So I do have to talk about a few things here now that I'm like almost halfway. Literally yesterday I was saying like I'm enjoying it, but it's like kind of dragged on. I feel like there's a lot that doesn't need to be in here, like details about fights and wars that I'm like, okay, yep, here's another, okay, we're still fighting the bad guys, okay. But there's also been so many chapters of like crazy things that happen with a lot of our main characters like Aelin and stuff that went down with Maeve and Rowan and Dorian. Like, so much going on there that I think it all kind of evens out. There's just a lot going on. Like, it's a big book, it's heavy, there's a lot. And I think that's good because it is the last book. So I want all that I can get. So I'm really taking my time with it. I've been switching between physical, Kindle, and audiobook just because it's so long. So if there's like parts that I'm like, okay, I'm a little bored, I'll throw on the audiobook. So I wouldn't say I'm necessarily enthralled in it, but I am enjoying it. And I think it's still giving that like enough justice to like wrap up the story, because I do hate when the last book of a series there's like one fight and it's like okay, like this one they're really going at it on this war. And everything that went down with Aelin was insane, and I read the part where things happen. I can't do any spoilers, but basically something happened with Aelin and I was like literally crying. And then we just had a little bit of a reunion of some of our main characters that haven't seen each other in a long time, and I literally just started crying. In fact, we just ran into a character that is from Assassin's Blade, which is technically the very first book, the prequel, and one of our main characters, and it was heart-wrenching, just really good. It's just good. So everything's coming together and I love all, it's like crossover episodes, you know, like people are finally running into each other and re-meeting and everything, and there's so many, like, I can't even, like, if you read it, you read it. If you know, you know. Basically, I think I'm liking it more than I thought I was, just because the last like even like 20 chapters have been really good. I'm speechless. I just made it to part 2, 59% of the way through this book, which I can't believe there's still so much to happen. I feel like this first part was a whole book. Like, this could have been 2 books easily. Even the way that it wrapped up seemed like the end of a book. The last 100 pages that I just read felt like a Sarah J Maas last 100 pages where like everything goes down. It was insane. I cried twice in the last 100 pages. And I think I've cried a total of 4 or 5 times so far in this book. So it's definitely, I'm eating it up. It's hitting, yeah. I don't even know how to describe what has gone down, but there were like wars and like emotional things going down within these wars, and people, once again, we just have so many, like, I swear there's like 30 main characters we're following, or maybe like 10 main characters and like 20 almost main characters, and they're all finally like starting to come together. So it's just a little bit crazy right now, and I'm loving it, and I still have so much left to read. I'm gonna be so distraught after this. Like, I need a plan after I finish this book to not fall into a slump. Okay, I'm sorry, hold on. I'm on page 800. This isn't really a spoiler, but I want to mention something that is in here that if you don't want to know anything, like anything at all, skip the next like 30 seconds. Okay, here it is. Was that not Reese? Hold on. Did we just get a little Reese moment in Kingdom of Ash? Was that not Valeris? I literally am stunned, like too stunned to speak. Not that it literally means anything to the story, but like, oh my gosh. Okay, anyway, back to reading. No. No. I'm on chapter 112. This can't be real. No, if this is how Kingdom of Ash ends, I'll be so mad. I mean, we still have a good way to go, like 100 pages essentially. There's no way. This has to be a trick again. If you know, you know. I feel like I've said that like 1,000 times this video. I'm so sorry. When a book is this intense and this big of a series, I literally can't say a word without spoiling it. So I'm like, gosh, I'm about to be so mad. Let's just keep reading. No, it doesn't even make sense for that to be like a thing. Not at all. Boo. Tomato, tomato, tomato. Yup. Okay, all right. We're back. We're so back. I'm on chapter 118. It's basically doing like all of the wrap up, and there are just so many emotional things that I'm out of tears. So I'm not actually crying, but I feel like, ugh, I can't believe, like, now I'm gonna cry again after everything. Like, and it even, she goes through this little bit where it talks about like where she came from and where she is now, and then like even with like Dorian and Kale, like how the story started and where it is now, and like how did we get here and everything that went down, and so many emotional things, and like even characters that we didn't meet till like the 3rd, 4th book are so ingrained, and like my love for them and the character growth and just everything that went down. And then I forgot about the whole thing with Abraxos, and I'm just not okay right now. This doesn't feel make-believe. This feels like it's a part of my life, like I am in the group. I can't believe an author just like wrote this. It feels so real. For this video, I don't think I'm having like a spoiler section because there's just too much to go over, and it would be hard to even remember every thought that I'm having. Maybe I'll do a little bit of like a review with spoilers, but I can't believe when I was like this far in, I was like, I don't know, this book might be kind of boring. There's like a lot going on, and now I'm like, oh my gosh. I still think that some of it could have been cut out, but for the most part, I needed this. And like for the last book of such a big series, I think it was needed to be this big. But let's finish it. I'm on page 930, so really just like 40, 50 pages left. I am silenced. No words can wrap up what just happened to me. I just finished Kingdom of Ash, which means I just finished the entire Throne of Glass series. I'm like emotional just saying it. I mean, we're 8 books in, and I think I started Assassin's Blade in like March. Wow. Just wow. No series will ever top this for me. I don't think. This is like the best series I've ever read, which I got into reading, like really into it with ACOTAR, and this doesn't even compare. They are in separate categories. This series has to be the best series ever. I don't know what was going through Sarah J Maas's head when she wrote this, and the first one she wrote when she was like 18. Insane. Like the amount of like little things she had to think about to tie together. It's like you meet all these characters and somehow at the very end they all come together and fight this war, and it's just insane. Like I don't have enough words to review this. This series doesn't even need reviewed. It is a 6-star series. It has enthralled my life. I'll never stop thinking about it. I mean, the characters, the character growth, the teamwork, the friendship, good versus evil, the love, like deep true love, sacrificial love between friends and partners, and I'll never be okay after this. Thank you. Of any series I've read, I feel like this book, though it was long, wrapped it up so well. Like there's still things you can think about, but like they wrapped up each story pretty well, and the entire story as a whole really well. Everything tied together in the end, and you know, obviously there's still so much to happen in their individual lives, but the big story is wrapped up, and just wow. I don't really know what to rate this book individually. I think it's a 4.5. I don't think I can fully give it the 5-star, while the series is a 6-star for me, and this book wrapped it up really well. I think there were some slow parts, and it was a little long, like a little too long, but also I did really like it. It just took me a while to get through, but that's okay. I'm gonna give it 4.5 stars. In this book in particular, there were so many just like awe-dropping moments, amazing lines. I just thought about how this book started, and I'm like, that was the same book? That was a long story. So I'm now going to do what I always do, watch a bunch of TikToks about the entire series and just enthrall myself in it. And I think the only way I will be able to get through with the book hangover I already feel is by just hopping right into another story. So I'm either gonna start a series or continue the An Ember and an Ashes story, because I'm on the second one now. But I just feel like nothing can top this. So that was my Reading Throne of Glass part 2. If you guys want to see part 1, you can go watch that on my channel. I can't believe, like, back when I started this video when I was in Heir of Fire and I'm like struggling to get through that one, I cannot believe where we ended up. Very worth it. The one thing I would love to do is do a reread of Assassin's Blade now that I know everything, because I read Assassin's Blade first. And then I also wouldn't mind at least skimming through Heir of Fire again now that I know where everything ends up, because I just need to read it in like a couple days and not like 2 months. I don't know why I was stuck on that for so long. But anyway, I'm rambling. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Please read this series if you haven't already. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.